This is Reese from CreataCRM, and I'm going to be showing you how to customize your columns inside of Creator. So when you're in the column side of the fence, you can click on this column section over here, and that will pop up a screen. What it's going to give you is shared up the top here. That means everyone's going to get this change. It's sharing it across all the users. Or you can create your own columns itself. So what happens is that you may go, look, I want to add some columns. It doesn't relate to some of my other colleagues. I want to create my own columns itself. So we're going to do shared so everyone gets these changes. Now it's going to pop up this pop-up modal, and on the left side is all the fields. Now you can go up the tree, meaning jobs is a linked item of a contact, and you can, it's a collection and you can go through. Now that's more harder ones, but you can have collections displaying or linked values, which are like main address and so forth, but you can see they go up the tree. The middle side is the column chooser that you have. You can drag and drop them or just hide them across. Say, I want to add it, but I'm going to hide it across. So sometimes you're going to go, look, I just want to get rid of some of these columns and here, and I can drag it across. Now the far right is just telling you it's a contact type contact. Exporting is a common thing if you want it to enable exporting across as well, and there's some heavier stuff like when you double click on it, you can choose an action like view contacts as well. So in this occasion, we're going to be adding just a simple text field. So what we do is we just click on the text field, create the column, and it's going to pop up a screen. Now this is something quite advanced for, and it makes it quite difficult for basic users to understand this, but we have a lot of options because of the growth when our companies, our clients, just need extra values or extra things, and so we've added more of an advanced experience versus easy basic stuff, because over time our existing clients always want advanced stuff, and so we've always kept to that model. So for this one, is just the person who, when you add the text, you've got to know what it is. It could be a date field, whatever it is. So we're going to say text field for this, and we're going to add it across. We bring the column and move it across in here as well. What we're going to do is we're going to link a field that's up the tree. So let's look for a total sales for Reckon. So we're going to click on Reckon, and there's the Reckon customer field. It says a link where it has a little sub level to it, and we're going to click on create total sales and click on text, and there's the total sales in there as well. So when you look at it, you've got the goes up the tree, Reckon total sales as well. So the key thing is when you do this, you always do a preview and see if it actually works, and then find out if it goes from here. So we just look for Reckon total sales. There's Reckon total sales in there. So that works. So we've added total sales in here as well, and comments as well in the contact field as well. So we go back to the edit mode section, and we can add another one as well if we want to. The last thing I'll do, I'll just add a state in there so I can group it. So I'm going to search for main address, add state in here, and create that column across and tick it, and there it is. I'll save this, go back to list. Okay, so we've now got the columns that we've added. So the little things we can do now, we've brought two columns like state and total sales. So one thing we can do is we can drag it across into here, the state, and it will automatically group everyone into state. Now it defaults to actual count at the moment, but if you want to add a summary of sales, what you'll do, I'm just going to move this across a bit. Come on, drag and drop it. There you go. So it's inside the columns. And we're just going to go right click and add a summary. And then we change the grouping to summit. Now it doesn't do it automatically by default when you group them, so you just have to right click and add the summary, and now you've got the sums of each of the states in here as well. So you can move it across like that, and that's giving you a nice view of the sums of the total. So the key things, it is at start it's quite daunting for most of our clients when they get into this, because it is a bit of an advanced experience, but like this is similar to Excel where you can just start summing your items and grouping them as well, and it's something that our existing clients enjoy, and it's something that where you can just export that like Excel across with the counts and the sums into the system itself. Other things we can do is add actions into the system itself. When you click on the columns, you can click on the add button in the middle and do actions. Actions are everywhere by default. These are actions for a contact, so you can include actions to geofence it, verify, email client, mail merge, and a lot more in here as well. For example, quick task create. So if we, or quick call, for example, you can click on call, create an action, and that action will come across here. You can add multiple actions on side of a list view. We'll create there, and we're just going to do a task at the same time. So when you preview it itself, you now got, for example, quick calls in here as well, and actions for this, and tasks as well. So you can do a number of those inline actions as well. So let's bring the state back and just bring it back to normal again and go across. Other things like tags, as you can see, these you can do collections, gets more advanced as well, and there's a lot more that we can do. The one that is really tougher, and it's a lot of advanced features that we have, is I'll just show it, and hopefully you can retain this information when you need it. So we're going to add in a collection. So we hide the collections by default, but if you untick here, you get collections. And for example, contact has a collection of activities you can display. So I'm going to add the activities. Now when you click on this, the key thing you've got to learn is what is the default value field, and you're probably not going to know that. Most times it's name, 90% it's name, but for example, I've chosen activities where the default value is subject, and so you have to make sure you bring the subject across and probably OID. And the reason why we do this is that we don't load the whole tables up with all this stuff, so it gets a lighter and faster to come across. But the bad side is for speed, which is what majority of our clients require, is that you need to map out the data that you need. So when I create the activities and bring it up as a collection of activities, I can see here that when I expand it out, it's bringing the activities, and it needs to have the subject value as well. Now when I do that, I'm going to just preview that. I am going to bring that up to the top to see it a bit easier for myself, and there it is, which brings nothing right now. So what I'm going to have to do is just save it and hope for the best. I think what's happened to the selected data doesn't have data in it, so I'm going to go through and you're right, it's there. So these are the activities that you can have. Some of those don't have any titles on it, so if I clicked on that, for example, bring the title, I can see that there's no title. I just, for example, put some examples in there and off I go. So the other thing you'll find is when you do actually bring collections into your table, straight away it's expanding out. So this scroll bar is now kicked in, it's going too much data coming across. Now if you want the activities to expand even longer across, you can say, well, I want activities to go longer than it should, so I'm going to change the activity table to go to about 500 pixels and save that. And back to the list. Now, by default, you want to just reset the actual preferences. It's going to go, and it's extended it out like that. It's got to 500 pixels and showing from there. So with the resetting of the preferences, it is reset the sort order. So I'm going to search for REE, hit the enter key and search from there, and there you have it. So you can now search a collection here. And these are the really cool stuff, and the world's your oyster on different things. Now selections, you can't sort, very hard to, these filters is very rare. It makes sense. For example, the tab filters can be a bit better, but you find we have had to lock a couple things off, but the main thing is that if you wanted to, you can actually have a table that you can design that has a collection, so you can look for them as well. So I'm going to even make it 700 pixels, and just have more data. So it really comes down to you really can have the ability to do a lot of views in here that makes things nice and easy to read as well if you want to have a collection. So oops, I've reset the preferences, go RE, and there they are. So that is adding a collection on a list view itself. Probably you're going to have to expand the pixel size on those columns as well, and make sure you get the right column, meaning if you search and it's not there, you're going to make sure you have to get the right field that is the default field. And what I mean by that is in activities it's actually subject, not name. For example, tags is actually name by default. Now you can add a tick and ask those questions, but it is something advanced. But we've done it for our clients who usually want some advanced stuff and some advanced reportings that help out. You can see here. So we've got a lot of things we can do. There's a lot of calculation, so we can do advanced stuff as well. So that should be it for this video, about 10-minute video of this. Again, this is the advanced side of our Creator, of adding columns and different things and filtering, and off it goes. We've mimicked everything like in Excel, for example. When you click on the filter, you can select a person like Excel. Again, you can drag and drop and group people like Excel as well. So there you go. Something just didn't quite get it the first time. So hope that helps. And again, you probably have to add some tickets if there's a lot of things that it gets more harder and more features. But that's an overview of customizing the columns in tables.